Sactown Sports.
Welcome back as we continue our love of college football. Causeway Classic just around the corner. Already getting fired up for it.
You're fired up for the last one. I love it.
Joining us right now. And by the way, joining us throughout the year.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
We get to follow the journey.
We certainly apologize for the early hour, but he's a football coach.
Yeah.
These guys
He's
are
been up since 3.
Up early. Probably already had like 4 raw eggs out there. Just probably did road work already. Got the X's and O's out, moving things around. Coach Tim Plough joins us. Tim, it's Dave. That's Jason. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Great.
How are you doing? And how's the whole horizon look for you, Coach, with the season ahead of you?
It's funny you say horizon. I got the sun rising right now with the water tower right outside the window of the office, so it's looking pretty beautiful out here. But as for the football team, I think we're coming along. We're on the right trajectory. We've had a good camp, stayed healthy for the most part, so I think it's about time to play somebody else now. We've been probably getting sick of going against each other for 30 days, so it'll be fun to play somebody new.
Well, and somebody new, you open up this weekend against the school well, coming from Cal. You play the Golden Bears. It's a tough start, but what's your is there an advantage, Coach, from coming from Cal? You got some, internal knowledge of what the Golden Bears were like last year.
Yeah, I think there's probably goes both ways. I know them pretty well, but they also know me pretty well. So I think there's probably goes both ways in that regard. We try to. Since Coach Soker was here, we've always looked at it like it's more about how well we play. The opponent's pretty nameless and faceless here, so we just kind of focus on putting together a good game plan and trying to play as well as we can. Feel like if we play well, we can hang in there with anybody.
So, Jason, I like football guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a football guy, you're already thumbs up in my book. And I feel like Coach is incredibly a football guy. I knew this not only because he played at Davis and he's giving back, which is fantastic, but Coach, I love me some Shredville. And could you go into that, because that is a football flipping term, dude.
Well, I think initially it started because I'm a San Diego guy, and I think when I get into like a meeting and I start talking about what we're going to do on offense, I used to get kind of fired up, and I'd be like, hey, we're going to shred these freaking guys. Like, we are going to hang 50 on these dudes. And the guys would get fired up, and then the players started calling it Shredville. And so we just kind of started jumping on that bandwagon. And then I was the dummy that didn't trademark it or anything. And so Davis took advantage of it, posted it all over the place, and it kind of took off. And now we had one of our administrators kind of define it as shred is when you have a unique set of skills that you are able to perform at a highly skilled manner. And then Ville is obviously where we do it, which is here in beautiful Davis.
Makes sense.
Dude,
Shredville.
I'm going to Shredville.
Exactly.
I'm going to use that in regular life.
I think we can.
Like tonight,
after you cook dinner.
Yeah, I was just going to say, one of the kids has a game. They come home. I'm in charge of dinner and the whole nighttime thing because Melissa's coaching at the other school. I'm going to Shredville, and I am going to knock it out tonight in the kitchen, which is not the same as football, Coach, but I feel very similar.
Yeah. When they come home, we just be like, hey, guys, welcome to Shredville. Let's sit down and eat.
I need to get that shirt, dude.
Do.
There's got to be a whole line of merch for this.
That would work.
Like a sleeveless shirt that says welcome to Shredville and then the UCD logo on it. Let's make
possibilities.
Trust me, Davis has taken full advantage of it. They got plenty of things you can come get.
And you, of course, when you signed your contract, I'm sure there's a provision in there where you get a cut of all that, right?
No, like I said, I had 4 really smart roommates that are making way more money than me. And as soon as I came up with it, they were like, "You're an idiot, man. I can't believe you did like that." Yeah.
Coach, I'm sure helping you get to Shredville will be Lan Larison. Man, he was so good. He's been great at Davis, but he was incredible last year. He's got all the accolades going into this year. When you've got a weapon like that, how much of a toy is that for your offense?
Yeah, he's a tremendous player. I think the cooler thing for Land is that he's just a really good person, a great leader. Guy grew up on a ranch his whole life, in a rodeo. He was the number one steer wrestler in the United States when he was in high school. I mean, he's just a guy's guy. But from a coaching standpoint, yeah, I mean, we're going to try and give him the ball as many ways as possible, throwing the ball, handing the ball, have him throw the ball, have him return the ball. I mean, we're going to try to do everything we can. He's an elite player, and we got to find unique ways to get him involved.
Coach, you have UC Davis in your blood, and you playing quarterback, and reading about you, and also we've had your the UC Davis games on forever, going back to my guys JT O'Sullivan, Anime Ojo, all those guys. So we obviously you're part of the family, and then but you had some injuries, and in reading about you, those injuries, which are terrible and suck, and there's no bright side, but if there was a bright side, it's that you got seemingly some pretty good on-job training by standing next to Coach Biggs during those injuries, soaking up some info, learning from him. And he's not the only UC Davis coach you've had a bond with. So it sounds like on the old resume, you got some pretty good mentors, if you will, that have helped bring you along to where you are now. Yeah,
I had a real unfortunate playing career that is really regrettable for me. And I think, but like you said, I think I didn't realize at the time that I was getting a lot of knowledge from Bob and from Mike Morosky. And, they never gave up on me, even though I might have given up on myself, like young guys do sometimes. And they just kept pouring into me. And then when I got done playing, they were pretty adamant that I coach. I didn't really want to. And so when they couldn't convince me, they got Jim Soker involved. And I got a text message from him late one night, and he said, young man, if you seek joy, come meet me at Pete's Coffee at 6 a.m. And I said, I text back, who the hell is this? But I ended up, for some reason, still don't know why, I decided to go, and I met with him every Monday for 4 years after that. And they just, I'm very thankful for those guys. They gave me a lot of opportunities when I was young that a lot of guys don't get in coaching. I mean, I was calling the plays when I was 25 years old. And so made a lot of mistakes, and they hung in there with me. And so I owe those guys a lot. And that's a big reason why I came back, was to, kind of pay back their loyalty and the time they gave me.
And being, you've been in coaching, but being a head coach, first run at it, I know your first game's coming up, but the early feel of running a program, is it different than you thought it would be, matching up with what you thought it would be? I mean, what are kind of the things you're learning as now being the one in charge?
Well, I would say the positive is, and one of my, former teammates told me this when I was trying to decide, whether to take the job or not, was, hey, if you're going to be a first-time head coach, what better way to do it than to be somewhere that you really have a lot of knowledge of. The issues, the positives, how to recruit to the school. So I think that's all been true. I think there's been some stuff that's helpful for me, just being very, used to UC Davis and what makes this place great. I think the negatives would be like you guys said, I am definitely a football guy. Like, I live, eat, breathe ball. Like, I just want to coach football, watch film, coach the guys. And when you're a head coach, you got to do a bunch of stuff you don't want to do. You got to meet with people and have all these different things during the day, which is great. And, it's part of the gig, but sometimes I don't get to be involved in the football as much as I'd like to be, but I got to get used to that. So that's probably the only downside.
As we wrap up here, can I just humbly suggest, you're the head coach, man. Just delegate that crap.
I told someone the other day, I said, hey, if I'm lucky enough and we start winning some games, I'm going to say no a lot more. That's
yeah. Well, we hope you always say yes to coming on with us. We appreciate you every Wednesday, 6:45 during the season. Coach Tim's going to join us and give us the updates on UC Davis, past, present, and future. And they kick off, remember, 2 p.m. this Saturday. It's just going to Cal. Start the season. Yeah. No biggie. They're a bunch of nerds. We'll take them out. That's right here on Sactown Sports. Coach, great to meet you. Looking forward to building the relationship this year, and hopefully a very, very successful season for you and the guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, this is awesome. Can't wait to do it every week. We're going to have some fun, hopefully score some points and get some wins.
All right, my man. Take care. That is Coach Tim Plough.
Shredville.
I love that, dude. I want a Shredville t-shirt. We'll take a break, or somebody said in there I'll be doing shredded Cheeseville tonight for dinner. Oh, I'll wear that. We'll take a break. Hour 1 already in the books. When we come back, NFL